Hi guys, and welcome to the first episode in the series of Java programming tutorials I will be making. This tutorial is aimed at both people who want to learn Java as a first programming language and also to those who know other languages. So for people that already know other languages, the first things might seem repeated material, but it's necessary for everyone to get up to the same point and understand the later advanced features. In this first video, I will be introducing the basic principles of Java. So that's how to set up a Java program using the Eclipse Ide editor. We will write our first Java program, and anyone who's learned another language before will be familiar with the very first program you ever do in any programming language, the Hello World program. In this tutorial and all future tutorials, any links that I mentioned in the video, plus a download link for the code written, will be in the description box below the video. So first we need to get set up to program in Java. These tutorials I'll be using the Eclipse Ide, as you can see on the screen at the moment. It's a very popular program that's used to compile and run Java programs. I've put a link to the website where you can download the latest version of the software and get started in the description box below. So before we get into the details of the IDE and how to program, I just want to tell you about the other way of running Java programs on your computer. The Windows command prompt or the terminal in Linux or Mac allows you to compile and run your Java programs without the need for this Eclipse software at all, or any other software for that fact. The one catch in this is you need to be able to have the ability to run them and compile them, so you need to download the Java development kit, and there's a link in the description as well. And you also need to set the path variable on your computer system to tell Java where to start looking for classes on your system. Now, this video isn't going into the details of setting the path variable, but in the description below there is a link to a video I've made that tells you how to set your path variable on a Windows 7 computer. That you can use this if you're having trouble. If you're on another operating system, there are a lot of video tutorials on YouTube that will show you the process you need to take to set your path variable. Now, we should get into the actual programming using Eclipse IDE. Eclipse allows you to create projects, and projects are simply a selection of classes that make up your application. So to create a project in Eclipse, you need to go to File and New, and you'll see Java Project here. That's the right thing to click. Now you want to give it a name. So these options are usually alright to keep the way they are. Okay, so let's call it Hello World. If you click Finish, it will create a project in your Package Explorer. There we go. So that's now a Java project. We now need to add a class to this project, and a class is just a Java program. It can be added by right-clicking the package in the Package Explorer and going to New and Class. So now we have this window up. We need to give it a name, so I'm just going to call it Hello World, and everything else is fine to leave. The package you can keep as default just now. It says up the top that it's discouraged. We'll talk about packages later. Okay, so once you click Finish, it will save this here and it should open. Okay, so now you can see your Java program here. So each class definition is in the form public, which is an access modifier, which we'll get to later on. There is also the definition that is a class, and it has a name, which is the name I just gave it a minute ago. As you'll see, there's braces here. There's an opening brace and a closed brace, and everything in Java is enclosed in blocks, and blocks are usually signaled by braces unless it's one line. A one line block does not need braces, but everything other than that needs these braces. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our main method. So the main method is the piece of code that the Java compiler that's run at the start when the program started. So this always takes the same form, so it's best to just remember it as it is. Okay, so we've got public again. This word static refers to an advanced concept that we will get to later on. Void simply means it doesn't return anything, or it doesn't return a value, and it's called main. Inside these parentheses are called the parameters of the function: string, open square bracket, close square bracket, and args. We'll get to these later on. Now, braces enclose these blocks here, so if I put an opening brace there, you will see that now there is an underlined red line here. The Eclipse Ide underlines errors in red, and it says, syntax error, insert the closing brace to compute class body. So when you press enter here, it actually does it for you, so it helps you to keep away as many errors as possible. So we'll leave the parameter in the parentheses for now. We'll come back to it later. So all we want to do here is print out something to the screen. That's done very simply in Java. There is a system package that contains a class called out, and you see that it actually comes up in a little box to help you. And there's a method, which is a function of the out class called println. And this takes an argument, which is a string, and we'll type in hello world here. And this prints out anything that's in these brackets. The ln on the end puts a line terminator on the end, which is simply a new line. So this here is a statement in Java. And you can see there's an error there. It's because each statement in Java has to be terminated by a semicolon. If that semicolon was not there, it has the effect of joining whatever was here to the next line. And that almost always will result in an error, or if it doesn't result in an error, it won't do what you think it will do. So that's actually all we need there. So we can go up here to click the run button. It'll ask us if we want to save it. And you see down there, you've got hello world. So this is where the console output happens. So that's actually it. We have our first working Java program. In the next tutorial, I'll start introducing variables and types in Java, which are very important. And our example program will be a program to convert a number of temperatures from Fahrenheit to Celsius. I hope this introduction to Java was helpful, and please do not hesitate to leave any comments, suggestions or questions below the video. And please like or subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Thanks a lot.